We're live.
Things just don't fix.
We're YouTube
Oh
live.
God, don't put me on there. Don't put me on there.
Damn.
Did you put me on yet?
Arden doing handstands. Jen's over there getting all zen down. We got 5-ish. No, we got like 3 minutes, 2 minutes. So we record it so you guys, you don't have to always make it in, or you can watch it. And
I'm proud to announce after 3 attempts last night, I finally was able to subscribe.
oh yeah. PR.
I tried like the first, a couple weeks ago, and then I'm like, screw this, man, I can't get it.
Yeah.
And then I tried to get, but last night, I don't know what happened. I subscribed. I was so proud.
Hey Doug, what's up, man?
Welcome back.
All right, thanks, buddy. Fantastic.
7:15.
Where's everybody?
You're looking at it, man. This is the party. We're online too. That's kind of where the
Okay.
next step of, you know, how things are going that direction.
Hi. Good.
Ready to chill out.
That's right.
I'm just ready to chill out.
I didn't bring my mat. I didn't even think that. Oh well, we don't need it. My shoulders hurt now.
You want a yoga mat or a nap mat?
Temptation
Yoga
to watch
mat?
it online tonight.
Thank you. Huh?
So there was a temptation to watch it online tonight.
So I got 6 p.m. class.
I enjoyed doing it last week online. It was different to just talk to the camera.
Yeah.
It's different to talk to people. It's nice to have both.
We were there.
That was really one of my favorites, actually. Things were
It was
flowing.
cool to hear the music in the background and then you pointed it out.
Yeah, it was like,
Because they were playing La Bamba for a while.
were they?
Like,
It was like we were planning on doing it by the ocean, and then it was really dark, and then they were like freaking making tons of noise down there. It was like, what was it?
Santana playing.
Santana?
but it was cool because that is real life, you know? Like,
Yeah, that's a good
always
point.
find
I was wanting to drink, and I didn't do that before the mindfulness class. Guys, we've got a couple minutes. YouTube Live is blowing up right now. I mean, it's just, there's a waiting line for the class, so we're great.
Is
But,
there?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm just kidding. I think Molly's watching right now. There's 2. We're good. I'm gonna.
But you know, the nice thing, oh, I have got to mail this. I gotta leave that out. I mean, look at it, it's so beat up. I've been meaning
And
to,
what is it?
a bill I need to pay. Cause
I don't think they're gonna take it.
I pay almost everything online, and my poor lawn guy. And I've been carrying that around.
Are we didn't bring our notebooks.
That's okay. I think that's okay. I think we can.
I brought mine.
Yeah, if you want to use your phone, if you want.
Teacher chat, teacher chat.
Bad kids.
I'm sorry.
Sitting in the back. You guys want water? Anybody?
No, thank you.
Good. Anybody?
no.
Got some, thank you.
Juice. Okay.
And I have 4 hand steps on my walks.
Nice.
My goal is 5 meters before the open. So if there's handstand walks, I can at
Yeah.
least do 1.
You never know. I mean, I would think they wouldn't do that, but they could. Like you, I mean, they do every year. They do something different.
Yeah, my worries are gonna do like handstand walks and then like muscle ups or something. And so I'm gonna scale it anyway.
Definitely muscle ups coming. So. All right, guys. Well, we'll be good on time. We'll start on time or close to time, and then we'll only be, 15 minutes. Maybe it'll be 20 minutes. We'll see. I don't want to take too much of your time, but each week we've done something new, and last week was about breathing, and I was just reading these a couple good books, and we'll start with a method that we talked about last week, and it's super cool because it helps you focus, and all it is, and we'll have you guys online do this at the same time, is you breathe in and you count to 1, you breathe out and you count to 1. And then you breathe in, you count to 2, You breathe out, you count to 2. And you do that all the way to 10. Okay? I'll turn that music off here too. But so it's in 1, out 1, 2, 2. And you go at your own pace till you get to 10. If you lose track, which is totally normal, you just restart and you go back. Thanks, Jim. And you go back to 0 and you just keep doing it till you get to 10. And it builds the power of concentration. So that's the whole idea, which sounds great, actually. You know, I think, I don't know about you guys, but the generation that I'm in, concentration is hard. We have video games, we have sugary drinks. Hey, Patty, no, that's good. Come on in.
It's
Perfect Patty, yeah. So, yeah, we're just talking about concentration, and that's how we'll start tonight, by just getting ourselves grounded. We'll do it for like a minute or two, and we'll begin here in just a few minutes. Let everybody get settled in. Does everybody get the emails too? So if you don't get the emails, Molly sends that out every week, and you can click on the link in the email and follow on YouTube. So we'll kind of sit however you want to sit. You want to have a decent posture, neutral chin, and you'll breathe in, and you count to 1, and you'll breathe out, and you count to 1, and you keep doing that till we get to 10. Okay, and it took me a while to get to 10. So let's take that minute, guys. Take a minute, and let's see if we can make it to 10. So sit comfortable, hands in your lap, and just nice and easy. Start when you're ready. Nice. So that just kind of calms things down a little bit, you know. Did you make it to 10? I got like 5. Was thinking about something else for a second, but you know, the cool thing with the breath is when you think about the breath, that's all you're thinking about. I think that's a great step for anybody. Like I'm not the teacher here, so like it's for me. This is for me too. So I'm not trying to give you answers. I'm just I read some books that maybe you don't want to read, and then I try to give that information out, or maybe you like to read those books. But, so we start with the breath, we focus on the breath, and I don't know, that's how we start, okay? I got a great book that I wanted to read to you guys, just a small part of it. And the book is The Way to Love, The Last Meditations of Anthony DeMello. Anybody ever heard of that? Kind of give credit right there. My mom gave me a bunch of books. She just continued to give me books, and they always seem to line up with what we're talking about or what we're doing. So And this one's really good. So this guy is a teacher, traveled across the country, gave talks, and obviously he wrote this book, and it's like a page or two. So it starts with a little scripture here, and it says, For what will it profit a man if he gains the whole world and forfeits his life? I think we've probably all heard that. It's Matthew 16:26, right? For what will it profit a woman if she gains the whole world and forfeits her life? Okay, and so the chapter is called Profit and Loss. Okay, so I'm just going to read it, and you guys can play it off in your head. Okay. Recall the kind of feeling you have when someone praises you, when you are approved, accepted, and applauded. And contrast that with the kind of feeling that arises within when you look at the sunset or the sunrise or nature in general. So we're contrasting the feeling of when somebody praises us or we get applauded in contrast to the feeling when we're in nature or a sunset or we see a sunrise. Okay. Get the taste of this feeling and the contrast with it. The one that was generated within you when you were first praised, understand that that first type of feeling comes from self-glorification and self-promotion. It is a worldly feeling. The second one comes from self-fulfillment, a soul feeling. Here's another contrast. Recall the kind of feeling you have when you succeed, when you have made it, when you get to the top, when you win a game or a bet or an argument, and contrast it with the kind of feeling you get when you really enjoy the job you are doing, you are absorbed in, the action that you are currently engaged in. And once again, notice the qualitative difference between the worldly feeling and the soul feeling. Yet another contrast. Remember what you felt like when you had power. You were the boss. People looked up to you, took orders from you, or when you were popular. And contrast that worldly feeling with a feeling of intimacy, companionship, the times you thoroughly enjoyed yourself in company of a friend or with a group in which there was fun and laughter. Having done this, attempt to understand the true nature of worldly feelings, namely the feelings of self-promotion and self-glorification. They are not natural. They were invented by our society and culture. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Do you guys kind of see where that's the contrast of like maybe what's true to our nature and what's kind of like just worldly? You know, it's like processed food versus real food. You could, you know, it's symbolic and all those, you know, that quick fix, like I think of Burger King right away versus the vegetables, you know. So it could be symbolic in so many ways, but there's nothing, I don't think there's anything wrong with being popular or being the boss or anything like that. But I think what we do here, what we're trying to do with mindfulness class is the noticing of the difference of are you really feeling good? Or are you just like seeking out things to make you feel better? Are you really okay with yourself, or are you just okay because other people are okay with you right now? Or whatever. I have a hard time with that. And I'm constantly trying to seek the approval of other people, and if I don't get it, what happened? You know. So I think we have to be really happy with ourselves first and foremost. Okay, and I think that's what mindfulness is becoming that. So let's do, and I like to do a few meditations in this mindfulness. Let's do a meditation, and let's meditate on the contrast of the soul versus the world, and put no judgment on it. Okay, just let's take a minute and use your breathing technique if you want, and contrast that feeling of worldly success versus a soul success. 1 minute. You kind of notice how like the worldly success is dense and it's dependent on so many things. And then the soul success is easy and it's only dependent on you. You can always be happy with yourself, but we have to be mindful of it. Again, just kind of on my personal situation, we're a CrossFit gym. I get on social media. What are other gyms doing? Oh my gosh, is that a member from our gym over there? Is this and that? And this is just, if my success is based off of everybody being in our gym and everybody thinking we're the best, I'm going to be gravely mistaken. I'm going to be sad. I'm going to be sad because it's just not the way it works. But if I, again, just speaking of my personal thing, can be happy with what I do, then it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And really what you attract is people that want what you have. You put it out there, that's what you're going to get. But if you're worried about your competition, or you're worried about looking like somebody else or lifting like somebody else, there's always going to be somebody stronger. There's always going to be somebody better looking, or whatever your judgment is on it. But if you can start to accept yourself and do some mindfulness work, I think it's much easier. Does that make sense? Does that make sense a little bit? I mean, do you guys have situations like that in your life where you get caught up in this worldly seeking out? And I think no matter what age we are, we got a nice group here. We're all different ages, and it's like, I'll pull my mom. She's not watching, hopefully, but you know, she'll get zits, and she'll be like, "Shouldn't I be over this by now?" And it's like, well, no, we're still. It doesn't matter. Like we
Totally understand.
totally understand that. Like, you know. So, and I think too, the other thing is once we become more mindful, we see more of a oneness. Instead of being so separate, we start to realize that we all really do want the same thing. We all really want to be happy. We all really want soul success. And we want to help people. And how do you help people? You help yourself. You help yourself. Have you ever tried talking somebody into CrossFit? It's the hardest thing to do. You just come in. Just come in. I can't explain it. I still can't explain it 10 years later. And but if you just do you, they're going to come in eventually. They're going to come in, or they're not. They're just going to leave you alone. Might have got a comment on here. Oh, somebody put the book up. Jonathan Bax. What's up, Jonathan? The other thing is to think about is when you're a candle. This is kind of cheesy, but if you're a candle and you light another candle, your flame doesn't go out. It stays lit, but you lit another candle. Does that make sense? So by being that light and lighting somebody else's light, you didn't sacrifice your light, right? You still have yours, right? But you just illuminated another light. So you got to do you. And just like mindfulness class, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know who I'm reaching or who we all are, but it's important to do. Who cares? Okay. If I was worried about popularity and a waiting line on YouTube Live, there's not that going on right now, right? Then I would stop. You know, if your first day at CrossFit, you came in and you expected so much, you would stop. Or your first month. It's just not that way. But are you happy? Are you doing it from the right place? I think so. You guys, how long have you been doing CrossFit for now? A year? Months? 5 years?
5 years.
5 years? 5 years? Almost 7. You know, and we don't always get better. We don't always, like, on the world level get better, but don't we feel good once we leave? We know we're doing something right. Whether it's judged on the board or not, we know, you know. We go on vacation for a month, you come back. You just keep doing it. You don't care that I'm not where I used to be. So many people will come in and say, I need to get in shape before I do CrossFit. It's like, dude, you're never gonna get there. You come in, you do the work just to do the work. You don't do the work to already have it, you know. So we do the mindfulness not because we want to get this mindfulness and have it. It's the means and the end. This is just every day. This is what we do. This is not like, oh, sweet, I beat the game, it's over. It's like, no, this is just part of life. And it should get easier, though. It should get easier. Okay, so I'll read you guys one more piece here, and then we'll meditate on it, and then I think we'll be good, okay? So, and I thought this was really good. This is a parable, again, from this book. Jonathan, I think, put it up there. And here is a parable of life for you to ponder on. A group of tourists sits in a bus that is passing through gorgeously beautiful country, lakes and mountains, and green fields and rivers. But the shades of the bus are pulled down. They do not have the slightest idea of what lies beyond the window of the bus. And all the time of their journey is spent in squabbling over who will have the seat of honor in the bus, who will be applauded, and who will be well considered. And so they remain till the journey's end. So you can imagine people sitting on a tourist bus. The shades are pulled down. They're going through like the most beautiful area, but they can't see it. And they're just like squabbling, worrying about who gets this much leg room, you know, what type of snacks are available, who's in the bathroom. And they worry about this. You can think about life, right? And then the journey is over. And they spent all this time worrying about a bunch of bullcrap. And what you guys ever heard about when people on their deathbed, like what are those top things they talk about? I wish I would have not worried about things. I wish I would have done this. And they're mindful. And they're on the deathbed. You know, they're mindful. And so back to that like scripture thing, let's think about it again. For what will it profit a man if he gains the whole world and forfeits his life? So we're so worried about what other people think that we give up what we think. Can we reverse that? Of course we can. Can we give up, in a sense, this world and gain ourself, or gain God, or gain whatever that is for you? And that's all mindfulness is using your breath, laughing at yourself, chilling out, man, chilling out. We're not going to levitate tonight. We'll do that next week, and then we'll get into that stuff. No, you know. So let's go, guys, let's just do another minute or two, and let's just get quiet. And if you get the monkey mind, maybe you do the counting again, okay? So if you get the monkey mind, do the counting again. Otherwise, you can just sit. Let's sit. I'll do 2 minutes, and I'll tell you when the 2 minutes is up, and this is how we finish, okay? Just give yourself some love. 2 minutes. Just let go of the things that get in your way. Let them go. one more minute. Really look at what you need to let go of. It's probably not a physical thing. It's probably like a thought that you've held on to for so long. Start to let it dissolve. One breath at a time. Make sure you smile and you don't take it too serious. Good. Really good stuff, guys. I enjoyed doing this. I appreciate you guys coming in to support it. You know, I told him a couple weeks ago, I think eventually it'll be just me in a room just speaking to a camera. You know, the group started so big, but it's not what it's about. Anyways, that's that worldly thing. If I was worried about that, I'd never do anything. So.
Doesn't help that it's 27 degrees out.
It's worldly, Doug. Thank you so much for watching online, guys. You guys can go to this every week and watch it. It'll be saved on the CrossFit Instinct channel. So, namaste. Thank you very much.
Thank you.